Today on Ask the First Selectman, we're talking about Great Island and plans for the future. And Kathy sends us a question. She says, why is the Great Island Advisory Committee moving forward with plans to allow large private events on Great Island when 54% of survey respondents gave that idea a thumbs down?
That's a good question. One of the things that you find in government generally, and also with Great Island in particular, is that there are lots of competing interests, and you've got to somehow draw a balanced view or a balanced strategy in order to get to what I describe as the ideal state, which is a solution or a strategy that works for most people most of the time. And that really has been our guiding philosophy for Great Island. And so if you think about those survey results, first of all, those were results from survey participants, not from the whole town. But even if you extrapolate that and say that that really was the sense of the whole town, 54% said they didn't want that. But importantly, 46% of the people did. And that's a pretty large majority. And so what we've tried to do through development of event guidelines, which the Great Island Committee is working to finalize even now, is to say we'll have a few of them, but what we're going to do is we're going to limit the size, and we're going to limit the frequency, and we're going to have other limitations around, say, noise and disruption, so that we're not going to have, say, 1,000 people showing up for a rock concert. That's not happening. But what if a resident who has lived here all his life, and he and his wife are hoping that their daughter could get married in a ceremony out on the island, something that they've known for all their lives? And I look at something like that. Why wouldn't we try to accommodate that family to have a discrete, yeah, quite a few people maybe, but have a discrete event, say one afternoon or an evening, so that they could celebrate that family event on an island in a town where they've been all their lives. So what we've tried to do is to create a set of guidelines that allow us to have some large events, some maybe a party, something like that, but to do so in a way that respects neighbors, something not too big and not too loud, that respects the peace and quiet of the island, which a lot of people expressed was important to them, and respects nature. There's a lot of nature and a lot of animals on that island that will be residents there for a long time. So again, when you look at this, don't look at it from the binary standpoint of large events or no. That's the wrong way to look at it. The question is, in a balanced approach, what kinds of large events can we have, and can we do so in a way that respects the wishes of the 54%? And I think we're actually getting there. Follow the Great Island Committee, and you'll see how that debate is evolving. But we're going to get to some event guidelines that, again, I think will work for most people most of the time.
More questions about Great Island to come on the next edition of Ask the First Selectman.